Hey, what's up, guys? Today I'll recap a splatter horror, mystery, and drama film, Audition. Get ready for some major spoilers, so keep your eyes peeled and stay safe. The film starts with Shigeharu Aoyama, a middle-aged man who is very sad because he lost his wife 7 years ago. His son, Shigehiko, who is only 17 years old, is worried about his dad being lonely. He really wants his father to find love again, because he plans to move out when he finishes school. Shigehiko is a bit unsure about his dad's love life, but he knows he can't stay with him forever. To help out, Aoyama's friend, Yoshikawa, who is a film producer, comes up with a clever plan. He suggests they hold a fake audition. Young, beautiful women will think they are trying out for a movie role, but really they are auditioning to become Aoyama's new wife. This wild idea gets Aoyama excited, and he hopes to find someone special. As the auditions unfold, the excitement builds, and Aoyama starts to dream about finding true love again. But little does he know, this plan will take a dark turn. The auditions continue, and Aoyama is instantly captivated by a woman named Asami Yamazaki. She is 24 years old, has a soft voice, and carries herself with a quiet confidence. Asami's calm demeanor draws Aoyama in, making him feel a spark of hope for the future. During her audition, Asami reveals something special about herself. She shares that she was once a talented ballerina destined for greatness, but an injury forced her to give up dancing. Aoyama listens closely, feeling a connection to her story. Her emotional depth and the sadness in her eyes resonate with him, as he too knows what it feels like to lose someone important. As Aoyama watches her, he starts to believe that maybe, just maybe, he has found someone who understands his pain. This newfound hope makes his heart race, but it also makes him wonder if Asami is really the right person for him. As the auditions come to an end, Yoshikawa pulls Aoyama aside to share a warning. He tells Aoyama that he has a bad feeling about Asami. Yoshikawa points out that no one can reach the references on her resume, and her job history looks very shaky. To make things even stranger, the music producer Asami claimed to work for has gone missing. Despite his friend's concerns, Aoyama is completely enchanted by Asami's beauty and charm. He can't see the warning signs because he is too caught up in his feelings for her. Her graceful presence and the way she makes him feel alive overshadow everything else. Aoyama believes he has found the perfect woman, but little does he know, he is stepping into a web of mystery and danger. As the story unfolds, we learn more about Asami and her mysterious life. She lives in a strange, empty apartment with only a sack and a telephone. The place feels lonely and quiet, which makes it even more eerie. 4 days after the audition, Asami sits perfectly still on the floor next to the phone, waiting and watching, like a cat ready to pounce. Her eyes are fixed on the telephone, and when it finally rings, something strange happens. The sack in the corner suddenly lurches across the room, making gurgling noises that send chills down your spine. But instead of reacting to the sack, Asami stays calm and collected. She waits through a few rings, letting the phone ring louder and louder. Finally, she picks it up, and you can't help but wonder what's going on in her mind. This moment feels tense, leaving you on the edge of your seat, waiting to see what will happen next. When Asami finally answers the phone, she tells Aoyama, "I never thought you would actually call me." After going on several dates together, she agrees to join him at a seaside hotel for a special getaway. Once they arrive at the hotel, Asami opens up about her past. She shares the painful story of the tough times she faced as a child and shows Aoyama the burn scars on her body. It's a heartfelt moment that brings them closer together. Then, Asami looks into Aoyama's eyes and asks him, "Will you love only me?" Aoyama promises to do just that, feeling a deep connection with her. In that intimate moment, they share a beautiful experience together, feeling like they are the only two people in the world. The next morning, Aoyama is suddenly jolted awake by a ringing phone. It's the front desk asking if he will be checking out since his companion, Asami, has already left. Aoyama's heart drops as he looks around the room and sees that Asami is nowhere to be found. Confused and worried, he grabs her resume and starts to search for her. He calls the places listed, but every attempt leads to a dead end. With each unanswered call, his anxiety grows. Where could she have gone? He begins to feel that something isn't right, and the sense of unease creeps in, leaving him questioning everything about their time together. Feeling desperate to find Asami, Aoyama decides to visit the old ballet studio where she said she trained for 12 years. When he arrives, he is surprised to find the place completely different. The studio is now quiet and empty, except for an old man in a wheelchair with artificial feet. As Aoyama talks to the man, he learns something shocking. It becomes clear that this man is connected to Asami's painful past. He is the one who caused the burn scars on her legs. Aoyama's heart sinks as he realizes that Asami's history is much darker than he ever imagined. The more he uncovers, the more he understands that Asami's life has been filled with hurt, and he fears for her safety. Next, Aoyama heads to the bar where Asami used to work, hoping to find some clues about her. When he arrives, he learns some shocking news. A worker tells him that the bar has been closed for a year because something terrible happened. The woman in charge, who was the wife of a record producer, was found dismembered. Aoyama can't believe what he's hearing. The worker explains that when the police put her body back together, they discovered 3 extra fingers, an extra ear, and an extra tongue. This gruesome detail sends chills down Aoyama's spine. He starts to realize that the world he thought he knew is filled with darkness and mystery, making him even more worried about Asami's safety. While Aoyama is searching for Asami, she unexpectedly shows up at his house. Asami starts looking around and soon finds a photo of Aoyama's late wife. Seeing this makes her furious, and she feels a wave of jealousy wash over her. In her anger, she decides to slip a sedative into Aoyama's drink and quickly hides away. When Aoyama returns home, he takes a sip of his drink, and suddenly, he starts to feel dizzy and faints. The movie then cuts to a chilling sequence revealing Asami's dark past and present. In one shocking scene, the contents of the sack are uncovered, showing a man who is missing both feet, his tongue, 1 ear, and 3 fingers on 1 hand. He struggles to crawl out of the sack, begging for food. Asami watches in horror, then suddenly vomits into a dog dish and places it on the floor for the man. What happens next is even more disturbing. The man sticks his face into the bowl of vomit and starts to eat it hungrily, showing just how far he has fallen. This moment leaves you feeling uneasy, as it reveals the dark and twisted world Asami is part of. After some time, Asami returns to find Aoyama drugged and unable to move. When she walks into the room, the audience is met with a shocking sight: the twisted body of Aoyama's pet dog. This sets a chilling tone as she approaches him. With a sinister smile, Asami injects Aoyama with a substance that paralyzes his body but keeps his nerves fully alert. Now, he can feel everything, but he can't move. Asami begins to torture him, using needles to jab at his abdomen and under his eyes. As she inflicts pain, she taunts him, saying, "You are just like everyone else, unable to love only me." She continues to speak about how he has many people in his life, especially his son, while she feels utterly alone. "I only have you," she says, "and this is not acceptable. If you can't love me completely, then you will never be truly mine." Her cruel actions, she explains, are meant to teach him the meaning of needing someone. She chillingly states, "Words cause lies, but pain can be trusted." As if to prove her point, she takes a wire saw and cuts off his left foot. This moment is horrifying, leaving viewers breathless as they witness the depths of Asami's madness. As Asami prepares to cut off Aoyama's other foot, she is suddenly startled when Aoyama's son comes home. Quickly, she hides and gets ready to attack him. When the son enters the room, he discovers his father lying on the floor, and before he can react, Asami surprises him. At that moment, Aoyama drifts into a dream where everything seems better. In his dream, he thinks he's waking up, and that all the terrible events were just a nightmare. He remembers being with Asami and she tells him that she accepts his marriage proposal, even though he never actually asked her. She claims she is the heroine of his life. But then, Aoyama wakes up to the harsh reality. He sees his son trying to defend himself as Asami fails to catch him. Shigehiko quickly runs up the stairs, trying to escape, and when Asami chases after him, he kicks her down the stairs, breaking her neck. Aoyama, in pain on the floor, urges his son to call the police. As he lies there, he watches Asami's broken body on the ground, her head turned to face him. In a haunting moment, she starts to mumble things she had told him before, like how she was waiting for his call and was so excited to see him again. This fills Aoyama with deep sadness as he remembers his response to her in that dream. He had told her, "It's hard to forget about, but someday you'll feel that life is wonderful." With these thoughts racing through his mind, he realizes the tragic path their lives have taken, and the weight of everything that has happened begins to crush him. Which movie should we recap next? Drop your suggestions in the comments below, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more movie recaps. Thanks for watching. Produced by Warner Recap.